what I call movie weather.
Exactly. Perfect timing to go to the theater. And we have a preview of what's new in theaters. Kylie Erica Mar from Made in Hollywood is here, and thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me, as always.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, so the first movie, John Wick Chapter 2.
Yes, so John Wick is forced to return to the criminal underworld, this time because he has to repay a debt. It's basically the first John Wick, but it's bigger, it's badder, it's more epic, but the same fight skills that we love Keanu Reeves for. This time we have some new characters played by Common, Lawrence Fishburne, and Ruby Rose, who is like my girl crush, so I really liked her in this movie. Basically, John Wick is the only character who I can honestly say I feel very supportive of him taking lives, because did you watch that first movie?
I did not.
So, I mean, there was the whole thing that started off with a puppy, and so he's basically seeking justice for his puppy. And you know about dog films, you know, so nothing hits harder in our hearts than a good story about saving a dog, or exactly. So I sat down with Keanu Reeves to talk to him about the origins of John Wick. All over a puppy.
Yeah. And
Just a puppy. It all started with a puppy.
it wasn't just a puppy. Of course, it was a puppy. We were already, it's a disaster. You can do everything. But, you know, it was from his wife who has passed away. And so there's an emotion there. And I think John Wick carries that.
And what style? Tactical.
If you like Jason Bourne, James Bond type films, then you should definitely check out John Wick. And I can't believe you haven't seen the first one yet.
Yeah, no,
It's so
we're
good.
behind. We're going to rent it.
We will. Movie date, Amy.
There we go.
Okay, next, Kylie, A United Kingdom.
Yes, so this is based on a true story about the Prince of Botswana, which is in Africa. He fell in love with and married a British woman in the late 1940s. The film stars David Oyelowo and Rosamund Pike, and it also focuses on the controversies surrounding their marriage and ultimately their public exile. And Damaris Diaz from Made in Hollywood sat down with David Oyelowo.
What this couple does in the name of love really altered African history. How important was it for you to bring this story to the world?
For me personally, as a person of African descent, this is the kind of film, this is the kind of story, these are the kind of characters you don't get to see in an African context. And here is a leader who's truly in love with this woman, but truly in love with his people, and has a real dilemma on his hands as a result.
I love this land! But I love my wife!
I am his ex.
So powerful.
It really does. It really does. And we have another one for folks who don't want to leave the house. We're talking about Jack Reacher, Never Go Back, which was just released on Blu-ray and digital HD.
Yeah, so this is the sequel to the first Jack Reacher. Paramount sent me inside the escape room. Have you guys heard of that?
I have.
So they sent me inside a room for an hour to feel like Tom Cruise, where basically I had to figure out clues within the room to escape. I managed to do it, but it took me like 57 minutes. It was really fun, actually. I can't wait to do it again. But I sat down with a couple other actors from the film, Aldous Hodge and Jason Douglas. So then you guys aren't surprised by what's going to go on the DVD? You already know?
We don't know exactly what makes it, but when it does make the cut, you know, we know when we're on set, when we're hamming it up, when we're having a good time, and we're like, this right here is going to make it.
You know, extras on a disc, which is kind of the film school in a box. There's a good bit of that on this release.
When are you coming to DC?
I move around a lot.
You're a legend. Folks wonder why you left. Purple Heart, Silver Star.
Jack Reacher for Major Turn.
All right, that looked good. Thanks so much, Kylie.
Thank you. And of course, you can see Made in Hollywood on Sunday at 1 p.m. right here on KCAL 9. We'll be right back with a look at our top stories.